How far down
That
that is?
thing that's.
That's what I saw right up here down there.
A long way down.
Turns out to be a little too scary. So, I talked a few minutes ago about the Cornish miners drilling the holes by hand. This is the type of tool they would use. It's called a hand steel, and the sledgehammer right there. So the big sledge is called a double jack. The little sledge is a single jack. So they would take the single jack, and they would strike this spike, rotate it an eighth of a turn, strike it, rotate an eighth of a turn, and so on and so on. Imagine doing that for 10 hours. It's a lot of work. Now this was single jacking, and then when they did double or triple jacking, that's 2 or 3 men drilling the same hole. So one of the men would stand like this, and his job is to rotate the steel after each hit of the hammer. And the other 2 are taking their double jacks, and they're taking turns banging away at it.
I wanna be the one holding the hammer, not that.
Yeah, right. So these guys were experts at doing this, and they knew how to do it without hurting each other. They had a method that was really effective. They took turns. So if this guy gets struck by the hammer, he doesn't get to go home, he gets the hammer. Makes sense, right? But the goal here is to drill 10 holes 4 foot deep. So this will take the 5-man crew a full day. And I mean 10 hours, maybe better than that, maybe 12 hours. And then the explosives expert of the crew, he's gonna come in here and load the dynamite in the holes and then blast the rock loose. And then by the next morning, the dust and debris will be settled out of the air so they could come in here and muck it out and start all over again. Quite a job, right? They definitely had their work cut out for them. But anyway, this was the first method for drilling the holes. And then by the late 1800s, they come up with this jackhammer right here. Now this thing runs on compressed air, so it's very powerful. It has a telescoping leg that pushes into the ground, so it pushes into the rock vertically. So it's for drilling uphill. And the bit pounds in and out. So the operator of this is gonna have to rotate it like this to make it drill. So they call these things widow makers, because the rock dust would kill the men. Yeah, they would breathe in the rock dust to the point to where it was fatal. Pretty scary. And they didn't know it was gonna kill them in the beginning. They had no idea. But the average lifespan was like 6 months to 2 years
Oh my goodness.
for a jackhammer operator. Yeah, so the guys who had no regards to the dust, they'd last about 6 months. And the guys who would tie a t-shirt or a handkerchief around their face and did everything they could do to not breathe the dust, they'd last a couple of years. But yeah, pretty sad. Now by the early 1900s, the dust problem was solved. This right here behind you, sir, is a drill. And this drill uses water. So water's injected through the drill and through the drill steel into the hole. This is gonna lubricate the drill steel, keep it cool and make it last longer, and it takes the dust out of the air. So yeah, there are 2 big benefits to using water. And by the 1930s, they came up with another drill. It's right over here. It's called a jackleg. Now the jackleg here is a serious rock drill. So now one experienced rock driller can drill a 6-foot hole in under 4 minutes.
Wow.
So we've gone from days to hours to minutes. And these are still used today because they're very efficient. Now I suspect all you guys know Wile E. the Coyote. So I don't have to explain this little box here to you. Some of you probably don't know who Wile E. is. But anyway, this thing is a detonation box. It has a magneto inside. So when you push the handle down, it creates an electrical charge that'll set the detonation cord. And if you guys want to make a photograph with it, that's fine. You want to make a picture with it? I'll pretend to blow us up here. Here. Grab the handle. It's okay. It's okay. It's not gonna hurt you. Bend down on it between 2. Put your hands on the handle.
Come on.
Say fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
There you go. Push it down. Kind of fun, right? All right, so we'll go ahead and move along now. So let me put this back over here out of the way.
How many seconds do you have to run?
depends on how long the cord is. The fuse burns at X amount of feet per second. So the idea is you don't have to run because you run the cord all the way outside and around the corner. So you don't have to run. All right, so let me go ahead here. Follow me back this way.
Yeah, can you believe everything right there is holding the stuff up?
So this is where gold is in the vein. You can see pyrite and quartz and iron, these are our three signs. So this is where the material starts to bear gold. That green and like bluish looking stuff up there is from the copper. The yellow stuff is sulfur. But, come on over this way. Now look up here. This is the fourth level of the mine. So whenever I say area's been mined out, that's what it looks like. It's just a big open cavity. So if you can picture 20 cars rolling down these rails with a ton of piece in them, now it's downhill from here outside. It's a 1% decline. And that's the general rule. The Cornish miners in the 1800s, they figured out that they didn't want to push a ton uphill. So the idea is to use gravity as much as you can, so you can load a 1-ton car and just basically kick it down to the mill, dump it, and push it back in easily. So one person can actually mine here and get the job done.
Is that a ventilation shaft up there?
Yes, yes, that, where you're seeing daylight there on the left, that's a ventilation shaft, yes. All right, so we're gonna go back this way, so follow me. Here's the first pillar you can see. You can see the pyrite, the quartz, and the iron. We know this is rich stuff, but it had to be left behind for support. Here's the first loading station you can see.
How you look?
That's the way the rail.
Yeah, if you take that, it's supposed to fall.
Yeah, it's fall, so. Can't move it.
So the loading stations, wooden sheets, they're every 15 feet. And the bigger were these big pillars of the vein. So this is a huge pillar of the vein right here.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And look right here, guys, you can see the auriferous pyrite that's all shiny in here. This is the gold iron pyrite down here. The gold is in the quartz again, and it's in the iron, and in some cases it's in the pyrite. So come on over here on this side. Now look above me. See where the light is? This is a little seam of high grade. There's another seam right here.
Want to switch our spots so you can see? Or we can scoot down.
Well, we're gonna go this way.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna
I'm like, can you
start
see it?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, so you guys can go right on up here to that notice sign, you stop right there. Now look up here, guys. This is the high grade, a little seam of it. But where we first saw the fourth level, that's where they were getting a ½ an ounce of gold per ton. And now back here, we're up to about 1 ounce.
Oh, wow.
Now over here, I'm gonna show you guys something pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the light on this so you can see it. So look at this stuff right up here. This is high grade. So this is where a ton's gonna bring 7 ounces of gold. And twice the amount of silver. Yeah, now stand right where you are. You have probably the best view in the house right where he's at. If you want to take a good photograph, stand where he's at and take a picture right this way.
Good picture, buddy? How much further does it go in?
200 more feet. See, if you guys wanna just switch around, just don't leave us here, just go on the other side of the sheet here, and we'll just switch around so everybody can see us.
Do you have a picture of it?
I was going to.
Isn't that great? Yeah, so a ton here is gonna bring 7 ounces of gold.
How much is an ounce right now?
It's around $2,000. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in that ballpark.
So that's considered a pillar right there.
Yes, sir. Yep. So the pillars go from chute to chute.